thing of beauty, the Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I always drink it before I teach math. Oh my God, it makes things so much more fun. Oh God, another killer Dunkin' Donuts commercial. Someday you're going to see, you're going to like, I remember Mr. Krause when he was just fake making Dunkin' Donuts commercials. Now he's making real ones and making all kinds of money. All right. That's not going to happen. But here we are, unit 0. We're on day 3. Day 3. Tage 3. We like to call these the hard factoring days. Hard or impossible. Impossible. Before today, I bet you would have thought these were impossible to do. And as a matter of fact, most of your friends are going to think these are impossible. But once I teach you some tricks of the trade, you'll find they're not that bad. Now, the reason you're going to find out, oh, by the way, number 60 was bonus. Just, if you take a look at number 60, it's kind of bonus. All right, let's start with, what are we going to start with? 61, it looks like. Ooh, blow that up, make that big. All right, so there it is, 61. Now, the reason these are going to be a little bit more difficult, now, again, I say impossible or hard because it looks hard. It looks crazy. It looks, what the heck? But remember, your job is to learn patterns, learn some tricks, learn some number theory stuff that's going to make your life so much easier. But the reason this is so much more difficult is because this number here is now a composite number. Composite just means it has more than one way to multiply to it. In other words, more than 2 factors. So if I look at the number 6, I can use 1 and 6 or 2 and 3. So I need the way. Oh, I just sneezed like crazy. Didn't want you to hear that. Anyway, I need the way. When I put these together, when yesterday I had 2s, 3s, 5s, 11s. Those are all prime numbers. There's only one way to multiply it. But when I set these parentheses up, it's either going to be 1x and 6x or 2x and 3x. It's got to be one of those two. Now, you have a choice to make, and you have to try both. Now, I'm going to, just like yesterday, it's more than likely going to be the 2, 3, not the 1, 6. More than likely. That's not always true, but it is more than likely going to be true. So I'm going to try this one first. If this doesn't work, I'll come back and try this one. All right. Now we do things exactly the same way as we did before. We're going to take a look at this plus 2. Oh my God, it's plus. That makes me so happy. That means I'm going to add to get to the middle, and the signs have to be the same, and they both have to be plus. So I'm going to put 2 pluses in there. Yes! Makes my life a little happy. Okay. The other thing that makes me really happy is there's only one way to multiply to 2. 1 times 2. Now, if you remember correctly, I'm just going to remind you, we cannot put the 2 here because this gives us a GCF. That's no good. Can't happen. So when I try this, I'm not even going to remember I said it's guess and check? I should say it's guess. It's educated guess and check. And by educated, I'm like, okay, I'm not putting the 2 there because why bother doing that? I know that's not going to work. So if this is going to work, I'm going to put the 2 there and the 1 there. And I know there's a whole lot of you going, 2 plus 1 is never going to equal 7. It's just not going to work. It's so difficult. Oh my God. Don't talk like that. You sound weird. I should do a TikTok video like that. No, just kidding. It's 2020 now. TikTok's hot. If you're watching this video after 2020, probably not. Probably have some other weird thing going on. At any rate, back to math. We need to check these not just by adding the 1 and 2. That's the simple. Let's take 2 days ago math. We need to check this. This is 4x, and this is 3x. And oh yeah, 3x and 4x make 7x. So we are done. Now that's not really that hard, is it? It's not really that impossible, is it? What's the next one I want to try? 62. All right, I'll do 62. I'm not really a fan of 62 that much. But remember, the first thing I'm going to look for is a GCF. So I look at 9, 24, and 12, and I'm like, oh, I have a GCF. Hopefully you recognize that 3 goes in all of those. Now, the reason I'm not a fan of this one is because now this is not impossible factoring. This is just back to hard factoring from yesterday, or medium factoring from yesterday. So I'm going to put a 3 here. I'm happy because I have a positive 4. And because I have a positive, both signs are going to be the same, and they're both going to be positive. All right, what's the way to multiply to 4 is 1 and 4, 2 and 2. I'll try 2 and 2 first. If that doesn't work, I'll try the 1 and 4. So 2 and 2. This gives me 6, and this gives me 2, and those add up to 8. So there's my answer. All right, didn't like that one. I'm going to go back to hard ones. 63. Okay. So let's take a look at 63. There's no GCF. No GCF at all. So, all right. I have 2 choices for D. 1 and 4, or 2 and 2. And again, I'm going to try the 2 and 2 first. If it doesn't work, I have to go to the 4 and 1. So 2D, or not 2D. Oh, no, that's 2B. Sorry. Again, I'm happy because this is positive, so both signs are going to be the same. And they're both going to be positive. Now, those of you that are smart, just hold your horses for a second. All right, 15. There's only one way to multiply. Well, there's 2 ways. 1 and 15. Or 3 and 5. Again, it's probably not going to be 1 and 15, but it might be. So I'm going to try the 3 and 5. 3, 5. I get 10 and 6. And those don't add up to 23. And switching the 3 and 5 is not going to make any difference because you're still going to get 10 and 3 or 10 and 6. So that didn't work. Let's try the 1 and 15. So that's 30. And that's 2. And those don't add up to 23 as well. So this didn't work. And that happens every once in a while. So instead of trying 4D, I am now going to try, instead of trying 2D and 2D, I'm now going to try 4D and D. Now, for those of you that I said were smart before, remember we still got pluses, you realize that 4 times 5 was 20, plus 3 is 23, and that got you close to 23. If you're really smart, you saw that, awesome. If you didn't see it, don't worry about it. So again, 4 times 5 is 20. So if I put the 5 here and the 3 here, I get 23. All right, I'll be right back. Oh, hey! I forgot to have some coffee on my break. All right, let's look at another problem. What are we going to next? It says 66. I'm not sure if I like 66, though. Ooh, I do like 66. So we'll look at 66. 66 is a great problem. All right, let's take a look at 66. Again, we have a composite number at the beginning. No GCF because 11 is prime, so probably not going to work. I have 2 choices, either 6x and x or 3x and 2x. So we're going to try 3x and 2x. Now, the reason I love this one so much is let's take a look at the number 72. Math teachers love 72. This is why. 1 and 72, 2 and 36, 3 and 24, 4 and 18, 6 and 12, or 8 and 9. Oh, all of those things multiply to 72. Oh my gosh. Now, we're not crazy. We like to make your life easier. You all knew 8 times 9 was 72, so let's start with that one. Let's just start with that one. See if it works. Now, here's where you got to be really, 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 really smart. I can't put the 8 here because that would have a GCF of 2. And I can't put the 9 here because that would have a GCF of 3 with that 3. So if this is going to work, the 8 would have to go here. And the 9 would have to go here. Now, I'm jumping ahead a little bit here. I looked already, but I didn't tell you of it. I just do it automatically now. I looked at this and saw that this was a negative, which means I'm going to subtract. I'm going to subtract to get 11. You cannot put the signs in if it's a minus. You have to make a decision at the end. Okay? Don't put the signs in until the end if it's a subtraction. If it's a plus, put them in, or whatever the middle sign is. But if it's a minus, we got to work. Okay, so remember, we need to subtract to get 11. And again, the juvenile minds that can't think straight are going to, 9 minus 8 is not 11. That's not going to work. Okay, I got you. But that's not what we have. What we have here is 27 minus 16. And 27 minus 16 is 11. But I don't want 11. I want negative 11. So I need 16 minus 27 to give me negative 11. In other words, the 27 needs to be negative. Where did the 27 come from? It came from 3 times 9. So that means this one has to be positive. There we go. Even though there were a million different ways to do this, it was still the simplest. That was nice. 68. Is 68 a good number? All right, 68. We'll do it. But oh, wait, 68. Oh, yeah, 68 is a great problem. 68 is a great problem. Love 68. Okay, let's take a look at 68. Remember, the first thing we always look for is GCF. So I look 18, 39, and 15. At first glance, I'm like, nah, probably nothing. But then I add up the digits. Oh, those add up to 9. Those add up to 12. And those add up to 6. Oh, 3 goes into all of those. So 3 goes into all the big numbers. So I need to take my GCF out of 3. 6x squared minus 13x plus 5. Now the nice thing is, again, we're smiling because that's a plus. We're like, woo, it's a plus. That makes my life easier. Not hugely easier, but much easier. So I got the 6x and 6x. So it's either going to be 6x and x or 3x and 2x. I'm going to try the 3x and the 2x. Now I can put the signs in and they're both going to be minus. Okay. 5 is just 1 and 5, and it makes no difference where you put the 1 or you put the 5. So I don't know. Let's do 1 and 5. Let's see if it works. Now don't worry about this 3 for now. That's just there. You just got to leave it there. Remember, we're going to add to get to the middle. So this is 15, and this is 2. Be careful. I know those subtract to give you 13, but they do not add to give you 13. And that's why I stress that so much. They have to add to get you 13. This is why I love this problem so much. Because right now you're like, oh, 2 and 15, if I subtract those, I get 13. But remember, we need the ones that add to give me 15. So that's just not going to work. We got to get rid of it. That doesn't work. So let's switch them. Let's try 5 and 1. Well, this is 3, and this is 10. And those 5 and 10, or 10 and 3 add up to 13. And now we're done. See, I got to be really, really careful. That's where the check stuff and all that other stuff is going to be really important. You pay attention there. Okay? All right, I got 2 left. 72. Ooh, right here. Oh, yeah, that's a crazy one right there. Oh, that is a really crazy one. And I got another really hard one later. So the reason this is crazy is because there are 3 ways to multiply to 18. 1 and 18, probably not it. 2 and 9, probably not it. Or 3 and 6. We're going to start here. There's also a bunch of ways to multiply to 40. 1 and 40, 2 and 20, 4 and 10, and 5 and 8. So let's start with 3 and 6. So 3x and 6x. Now, I made it hard, but I did make your life a little bit easier. The signs are going to be the same, and they're both going to be minuses. And we're going to add up to the middle. Okay, let's try 5 and 8. Now, I can't, again, this is where things are going to make your life a little easier. I can't put the 8 there because I'd have a GCF. So if this is going to work, this has to be 8, and this has to be 5. Let's check it out. That is 15. And that is 48. 48 and 15 make 63. That's close enough. We're done. No, it's not close enough. It has to be 61. It was like, I was looking at it going, oh my God, I got it first time. And then I realized that's 63. It's not 61. So that's just not going to work. So 8 and 5 are out because you can't switch them. So now let's try 4 and 10. Well, I can't put the 4 with the 6 because that would have a GCF. I can't even put the 10 with the 6 because that would have a GCF, so that wouldn't work. I tried 2 and 20. I can't put the 2 with the 6, and I can't put the 20 with the 6. Do you guys understand? If I put the 2 here, if I put the 2 here or the 20 here, that would have a GCF, so I can't put either one of those numbers there. I can't put the 4 there, and I can't put the 10 there because it would have a GCF. So that can't work. Now, the only other thing I got to try is this 1 and 40, and I already told you that's never going to be true, but let's check it out. The 40 can't go here because it would have a GCF, so that would be 40 here and 1 here. Well, that's 240. We're not even close to 61, so this didn't work. So 3 and 6 didn't work. Sometimes it's a little bit trickier. Those of you that can manipulate numbers in your head quicker, you're going to find that these are really hard. And by the way, for those of you going, oh, see, the way I learned it last year was so much better. Oh, yeah? 18 times 40 is 720. Do you remember how many ways there were to multiply to 72? How many ways do you think there are to multiply to 720? Yeah, you'd be here for a month doing it the other way. So we're going to try 9x and 2x. All right. And I'm going to go back to 5 and 8 because I still think 5 and 8 are the right answer. So we're going to try 9x and 2x. Now, remember, the 8 can't go here. Oh, we already remember these are minuses, right? The 8 can't go here because I'd have a GCF. So I'm going to put the 8 in the first one and a 5 in the second one. And now I'm going to check it. Why can't I change pens? Whatever. 45, 16. Anybody want to guess what 45 and 16 is? 61. There's our answer. Wow, that was a tough one. They don't get any harder than that. That's like crazy hard. One last. I don't remember which one I want to do. 73. Oh, we're going to do 74. Oh, 74. Oh, God. This problem. Ooh. All right. This one's just ridiculously hard. I would never give this to on a test or a quiz, but I do want you to try to persevere and try to get it. And that's why these two right here, that one and this one, are really, really hard. This one has a GCF. No, it doesn't have a GCF. None of these three have GCFs, I guess. All right, so 48. Well, it's not going to be 1 and 48. It's not going to be 2 and 24. Let's start with the easiest one, 6 and 8. And then, 4 and 12 or 3 and 16. It's got to be one of those two. So, let's try 6 and 8. 6x. Oh, I remember why this one is so cool. So 1 and 36, 2 and 18, 3 and 12, and 4 and 9. Now, if I were to use 6 and 8, this is why this one's so utterly cool. If I was to use, I can't switch pens for some reason. All right, I'm going to change this color because it's starting to make me mad. Take it pink. We'll go pink. If I was to use 6 and 8, I couldn't put the 4 in either set of parentheses. If I was to use 6 and 8, I couldn't put the 12 in either one of those parentheses. If I was to use the 2 and 18, I couldn't put the 2 or the 18 in either one of those parentheses. Why? Because they're even, and that means there'd be a GCF. And this one, I couldn't put the 36 in either one. So 6 and 8 is not going to work. You know what else isn't going to work? 4 and 12 is also not going to work for the same reason, because if I had a 4x here and a 12x here, none of these even numbers can be put in these parentheses. This is why I'm saying to you, if you learn these ideas, you can get through these problems really quickly. Those aren't going to work. So my guess is it's going to have to be 3x and 16x. Now, I got to be careful. I can't put any evens in here. No evens. Now, I also don't know about the signs because it's a minus, and that makes things difficult. So we got to deal with the signs at the end. All right, so I'm going to go with the 4 and 9. Still can't change pen, so I don't know why that's doing that. Okay. So 4 and 9. So if this is going to work, I can't put the 4 here, so the 9 would have to go here. I also couldn't put the 9 over here because that would have a GCF with 3. So this is going to have to be 4. Now remember, we're going to subtract to get 37. So 6 times 4 is 64. And 9 times 3 is 27. Now I got to check subtraction. Oh, when I subtract those, I get 37. Ah, got it first time. Yes. Now, oh, wait, hold on. This was 64, and this was 27. I need negative 37. So the bigger number has to be negative. So that came from these two. So this one has to be negative. This one has to be positive. All right, kids, that's it. Now do the best you can to try to get all of these done. Try to get as many of these done as possible, okay? You should be getting all the way up through 75 before it. And that's it for factoring. We're going to start Unit 1 on whatever that next day is that we start, okay? 2020 is going to be a little crazy. So, all right, guys, catch you on the flip side. Don't forget, when you finish factoring fun, you drink Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Goodbye.